And once again, we welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. We are winding the night down. We are up to game number 7 of 8 games on the first day of this 35th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Basketball Tournament. We just watched Collinsville handle Chicago Hansberry 100-36. So Collinsville will be taking on Decatur MacArthur tomorrow in the third winner's bracket quarterfinal of the day, while O'Fallon and Hansberry will square off at noon tomorrow on the consolation side of the bracket here at this Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. That brings us up to game 7 between Lincoln and Madison. The Lincoln Rail Splitters, or the Railers as we like to call them here, come in with a 9-0 record under their head coach Neil Alexander. They are 6-0 in the Apollo Conference. That is first place. And they are number 25 in the state of Illinois AP poll. The Rail Splitters come in averaging 62.5 points a game scored while only giving up 43.2. Alexander is in his 29th year at the helm here of Lincoln. He has 657 wins to 219 losses. He took over in 1990 and 4 trips to state, taking second place in 2014. Where they lost to Morgan Park, and they finished their season 34-3. Couldn't get out of the Elite 8 in the other 3 times, though. 15 regional championships for Neil Alexander and his Rail Splitters, 5 sectional championships, and 4 super sectional championships. In this tournament, well, the Rail Splitters have won the most championships here in this Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament. They've won 6. 1985, 86, and 87. They won 3 years in a row. Then they won in 2009, and then back-to-back years in 2013 and 14. They finished second place once, third place once, and that was last year. Fourth place 2 times, and they have won the consolation championship 1 time. They will be taking on the team from Madison, Illinois. And Madison has made a return trip to this tournament. They are coached by Maurice Baker. They are 6-5 so far on the season, and they have no conference affiliation. The Madison Trojans are averaging 56.6 points per game while giving up 55.8. Baker is in his second year at the helm of Madison. They went 15-14 last year. In this tournament, this is the 27th year for Madison, but they haven't been here for the last few years. They are 25-48 in this tournament, and no championships to show for it. They have 2 fourth-place trophies, the last of which came in 2002, and they have 1 consolation championship trophy, and that came in 1992. Here are your starting lineups between these 2 teams. We will begin with the Lincoln Railers. They will trot out on the floor. Number 34, Jermaine Hamlin. He is a 6'9" senior. Dylan Singleton, a 5'11" sophomore. Cameron Whiteman, a 6' junior. Caden Froby, a 6'2" junior. And Will Ewald, a 6'3" junior. For Madison, Emmett Gordon, a 6'3" senior. Antoine Glasper, a 5'9" senior. Cameron Williams, a 6'1" senior. Maurice Baker, a 6'3" senior. And Kendall Kennedy, a 6'3" senior. Those are your starting lineups for Madison and Lincoln. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the opening tip-off of game number 7 between the Railers and the Trojans. We'll do that here in just a moment on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call 346-4884. Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 2nd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Clubhouse, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Once again, we welcome you back into the broadcast balcony here at Collinsville High School. Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium is where we are as we get you ready for this game between Lincoln and Madison. Madison already been introduced. Lincoln being introduced right now. Lincoln introduced right now. Da, 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 da. Well, it doesn't look much like Christmas out there on the floor. The warm-up uniforms sure did. Lots of red and lots of green, but the Trojans are wearing black uniforms trimmed in a little bit of green. While the Railers are the home team, they are dressed in their white uniforms. Numbers are in green, trimmed in a little bit of red with Lincoln written across the fronts of their jerseys. We're just about ready to go. Game number 7. 6 games down, 2 more to go, including this one. And then the nightcap, which will feature Belleville East taking on Granite City. We're going to be joined up here in a little bit by Collinsville assistant head coach Eric Anderson. We'll talk a little bit about Collinsville's win. 100-36. We're underway here in game number 7. Railers win the tip-off, and they bring the ball up court. Here is Dylan Singleton. Singleton gets it up underneath the basket, and right off the bat, we have a foul called. Matter of fact, we've had a few games start like that here in this tournament. Kendall Kennedy picks up the first foul of this game. It belongs to the Trojans. And at the free throw line for Madison, it is Caden Froby. Froby, his shot rattles and then falls through. 1-0 in favor of Lincoln. Next 2 games, the winners move on to the last quarterfinal slot on the bracket, both on the winners and the consolation side of the bracket. Only 1 basket there for Froby. Madison brings the ball up court. They get it across the timeline. With the ball out front, Emmett Gordon. Gordon dribbles and drives his way over to the left wing, picks up his dribble, throws it into the corner now for Glasper. Glasper had the ball go out of bounds on him. Turnover for Madison. Lincoln will inbound from in front of their own bench. It'll be Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman inbounds to Singleton. Singleton brings the ball up court. Crosses the timeline and shovels a pass over to Ewald. Ewald into the corner now for Whiteman. Whiteman back over on the far side for Singleton. Singleton gets it to Froby. Froby, he's responsible for the 1 point on the scoreboard here on a 1-for-2 performance from the free throw line. Here's a 3-point shot. That one dips right out of the rim off of the hands of Cameron Whiteman. And the ball ends up going out of bounds. Last touched by Lincoln. So Madison will get the ball back and bring it up court, looking for their first points. 1 minute in to this game. Here is Gordon. Emmett Gordon with his feet at center court, brings it out. He'll hand the ball off to Cameron Williams. Williams across court pass now for Glasper. Back to Williams, over in the corner. Here comes Gordon. He drives baseline, no room to move. Ball comes loose, and it's picked up by Ewald. He comes in, and we have our first 2-point basket of this game. And Lincoln now leads 3-0. 6.5 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Trojans trying to break it out of the backcourt. They do so. A little skip pass all the way up, and a shot that ends up going behind the basket off of the hands of Maurice Baker. He thought there was a foul going to be called. There wasn't one, and Madison turns the ball over again, still looking for their first points. Inbound pass comes in for Lincoln, Dylan Singleton, and a blocking foul is going to be charged against Antoine Glasper. His first, team second. And Cameron Whiteman set to inbound again for Lincoln. They do so into the near side corner. A little pressure being put on in the backcourt. Railers break that, and they bring it up at the free throw line. A shot made by Dylan Singleton, the 5'11 sophomore. 5-0 in favor of Lincoln. Madison still looking for their first points. 2 minutes and 10 seconds into this game. Here is Kennedy. Kennedy gets the ball into Gordon. And now back to Kennedy. He loses control of the ball, and now we have a whistle on the play. And we'll have our first foul handed out to Lincoln here in this one. Dylan Singleton will be guilty of that one. 2 shots coming up for Kendall Kennedy. Kennedy, first shot good, and the Trojans are on the board. Lincoln, one of those teams that could go all the way here. Second free throw is good as well by Kendall Kennedy, 5-2. 3-point lead for Lincoln, looking for their 10th win on the year. Lincoln, Singleton. Over on the far side wing for Whiteman. Whiteman has the ball knocked out of his hands, but unable to get there to pick up the turnover was Maurice Baker. So Lincoln will inbound one more time. They'll do so in front of Andy Sullins at the scorer's bench. Into the backcourt. It goes for Singleton. Singleton out front. Now over on the side, baseline drive there by Froby. And a foul against Cameron Williams. And Lincoln inbounds once again, but that goes right into the hands of one of the Trojans. And the Trojans work the ball up. Here is Gordon over into the corner. A 3-point shot. That one's good for Cameron Williams. Now back down to the other end of the floor. Lincoln brings the ball back up. Around the horn it goes. Into the corner. That is Singleton. Over to this side now for Whiteman. Whiteman gets the ball in. Oh, and a big time slam dunk there by Jermaine Hamlin, the 6'9" senior. Here come the Trojans. Once again, Glasper. Out front now for Gordon. And the ball ends up out of bounds. Inbound pass comes in for Lincoln as they work the ball up court. Pass underneath the basket for Ewald. Ewald unable to control it. The ball goes out of bounds, and the Trojans will have themselves a chance to tie or take the lead. 7-5 in favor of Lincoln halfway through this first quarter. Here come the Trojans. It is Glasper. Glasper throws the ball across the timeline, but right into the hands of Froby. And now a whistle at the other end will result in a foul. And Antoine Glasper will pick up his second, team fourth. And it'll be Singleton at the line for a couple of shots here. Whalers up by 2, now 3. Walter Bursey comes into the game for the Trojans. Back at the free throw line, Singleton hits both of them. That makes it 9-5. Trojans bring the ball back up court. Here is Bursey. Bursey gets it into the hands of Williams. Williams back over to Bursey across the timeline. Back to Williams. Over here on this far wing, three-point shot. That one is a line drive swish from Emmett Gordon. And the Trojans are back to within 1 now. 9-8, Lincoln with the lead. Across the timeline, the ball comes to Dylan Singleton. A three-point shot for the answer. No good. Put back up and in, though, by Jermaine Hamlin. Well, the program has him listed at 6'10". IHSA has him listed at 6'9". Trojans with the ball. Cameron Williams over to this side now for Bursey. Back over to Williams, back over to Gordon. Another three-point shot. That one rattles, but will not fall. And there is Hamlin with the rebound for Lincoln. Bringing the ball up court, Dylan Singleton. Singleton crosses the timeline with 2:50 left to play here in this first quarter. Dribbles out toward midcourt. Gives the pass to Hamlin. Hamlin towers over everybody here on this floor. And Hamlin now gives it up for Froby. Froby over on the far side for Whiteman. Whiteman gets it back over to Froby. Froby dribbles to the top of the key, hands off to Whiteman. Whiteman pulls up in the perimeter, takes a shot, pops off the back fat part of the iron, and right down into the hands of Emmett Gordon for the Trojans. Here comes Kendall Kennedy. He takes it up there, but Hamlin knocks it out, but putting it back up and in was Maurice Baker. 1 point lead once again here for Lincoln. Rail Splitters bring the ball up. Into the corner it goes, baseline drive, rolls around the rim, and then snakes on through for Will Ewald. And a 3-point lead once again for Lincoln. Trojans bring the ball up across the timeline, and almost stepping back across the timeline was Bursey. And now a travel through the lane by Wyatt Collier, Kendall Kennedy gives the ball back to Lincoln. 3-point lead for the Rail Splitters. 1:49 left to play here in this first quarter. 13-10 is our score. Froby bounces a pass over to this side for Singleton. Singleton across midfield, or across midcourt for Whiteman. Whiteman hands the ball back off, and now Singleton with it once again. Singleton works the ball into the hands of Froby. Froby here on the near wing, circles, backdoor pass, and a reverse layup by Dylan Singleton, and it's a 5-point lead now for Lincoln with 1:20 left to play here in this first quarter. Across the timeline, that is Gordon. Gordon gives the ball up, gets it right back. Tries in from the perimeter, no room to move there, so he'll give the ball up to Jalen Moore. Back out front to Walter Bursey. Bursey directing some traffic at the top of the key, hands the ball off to Moore. Moore into the corner now for Gordon, and Gordon is fouled on his trip up the baseline. Comes with 58.3 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. Inbound pass will come in from Emmett Gordon. Emmett Gordon III. Out front for Kendall Kennedy. Kennedy with it at the top of the key. 45 seconds left to play here in this opening quarter between Lincoln and Madison. Game 7 of the first day's 8 games. There's a pop. Oh! Man. That was a put back in there by Emmett Gordon. Makes it 15-12. That got the crowd buzzing. Here comes Lincoln. 25 seconds left in this opening quarter between these two teams. Out to the top of the key now for Singleton. Singleton, more like back toward midcourt stripe is where he is. 10 seconds. Hamlin on the left wing. Top of the key, Whiteman. Back into the corner, three-point shot. Makes it in for Ewald, 2 seconds left. And the Trojans are not going to have a chance to get that shot off. At the end of 1 quarter of play, Lincoln up 18-12. Second quarter action comes your way next on the Kahoks Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Collinsville High School. 1 quarter in the books, 18-12 in favor of Lincoln after 1 quarter of play. As we get you set for this second quarter action, Collinsville's assistant head coach Eric Anderson joining us now as we go through this second quarter. Congratulations on the big win there, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
100 points, huh?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't by design. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I know, and I think that it was nice to see. I don't think I've ever seen a Collinsville Kahawk basketball game where they've scored 100 points, so that's a first for me.
Yeah, I remember high 90s years ago against Granite maybe, and I think we got 96. I don't remember 100.
Well, it was nice to see. It was also nice to see that you guys were wanting to get to that 100-point plateau and then nothing farther.
Yeah.
You had some your JV guys getting a lot of varsity minutes in that game, didn't you?
Yeah, they did. They got some good minutes, and Thomas Bardwell was on the line up 99-36, and he was feeling pressure.
He was,
pressure
man.
at the free throw line up 99-36, but he made it.
You know that everybody in this place wanted to see him hit just one to get to that 100-point plateau. When he missed that first one, you felt the air go out of the stadium here, man.
You could tell a lot of people wanted it to happen. So
that was nice to see it happen. It was nice to see your guys getting some varsity action because junior varsity guys don't get to see a lot of playing time in these tournaments.
Right, we got a little break here, and it was good for them.
So how about the regular varsity guys? They came out and they took care of business right away, and that allowed your guys to come in and play.
Hansberry, to their credit, they filled a spot for us when Riverview dropped out. So we're glad they came, and they had a 5-hour drive today. Got checked in, came over, and I think they had their car legs still. We jumped on them a little early, and they're young. I don't think they had a senior on the roster.
One.
Was there one?
One.
And then they got a bunch of sophomores out there, and so they're learning.
Yeah, and they've only been a team since 2012, so, I mean, that's only 6 years as a basketball team, so there's going to be growing pains along the way.
Exactly.
So I know you haven't had a chance to watch all of the games here because you've been busy dealing with other stuff, whether your assistant athletic duties or your father duties or your basketball coach duties, but what do you think thus far?
I think it's going to be a good one. We're setting up for some good games, I think, starting tomorrow. And into tomorrow evening, I think there's going to be some good games. Yeah, good matchups.
Springfield Southeast versus Edwardsville could be a good game. Probably would have been a better game a couple of years ago, but still should be pretty good.
Southeast is awfully tough.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They're a talented team, and they're going to be I have them pegged as the favorites on paper here, and we'll see what happens.
They almost hit that 100-point plateau as well, knocking down 97 in their first game.
Yeah, and I think they had a few starters out, a couple discipline issues, whatever that is, and I look for them to be back, at least a couple of them, so they'll get a little boost from them.
In between that Springfield Southeast game and the Edwardsville game and that game with you and Decatur MacArthur, I think the game of the day to watch tomorrow is going to be Rockford East versus East St. Louis.
Oh, I agree. That's going to be a good one. A lot of talent on both sides there.
They are. Lincoln, 23-14 right now. They have the ball. as they look to continue their lead. Noah Funk comes off the bench, and he's out there now along with Whiteman. Whiteman dribbles and drives and puts it up into the corner, and I was going to say it could have been a traveling call and didn't get the whistle right off the bat, but it came eventually. So Decatur MacArthur, again, one of those teams, not the same as they were a couple years ago in this tournament, but they're still a formidable matchup.
Yeah, they looked all right. They got a lot of athleticism. They're quick. They like to trap. You know, they rely on their pressure to create offense, and so far we've done a pretty good job of that with our team this year. So hopefully we can continue to do a nice job handling the pressure. If we do that, I think we'll be all right.
The varsity boys took some liberties in that first half and got themselves a couple of dunks to get those out of their system, huh?
Teenage boys, man, whenever they get a chance to dunk, that means the world to them.
That goes into the backcourt, and as soon as that's touched by Walter Bursey, that is a backcourt violation, and the Lincoln Railers will get the ball back, leading 23-14, 5:10 left to play here in this first half, and the inbound pass coming right at the end of the scorer's bench and the beginning of the Madison bench. I don't know much about Madison. They were in this tournament a lot back in the day, but they haven't been in it in the last few years, so I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, they're talented 1A school. They're going to be a formidable matchup for anybody in the postseason here. I believe they snuck by Belleville East, just more recently here, 1 or 2 point game. So they're definitely a scary team. I know Lincoln, is concerned about that.
Rightfully they should be, especially when you have an unknown team coming in at this tournament when, most of these teams, Lincoln knows because they've been here for so many years, and then you throw in a Madison, they have no idea really how to scout them, I would think.
Right. In Madison, they got some quickness, some athletes out there, and it's just going to be a matter if they can make enough shots against this Lincoln zone.
Bursey hits one, and now a steal, and taking that and turning it into 5 points was Carl Moore. And just like that, it's now an 8-point game. Lincoln still has the lead, and they have the ball. 4:10 left to play here in this first half. Ball comes across the timeline on a pass and almost knocked out of bounds. This time it was, as that ball was knocked almost right into the head there of Cameron Williams, who was waiting to come in. So we are 4:06 away from the first half of the 7th game ending, and the last game of the night, Belleville East against Granite City, a couple of Southwestern Conference teams, although Granite not anymore, but those two teams are familiar with each other.
Yeah, that should be a good game. They're going to be fairly evenly matched, I think. Granite's got a pretty good team this year.
Yeah, they're not bad. They beat Edwardsville earlier in the year. Here comes a dribble drive by Dylan Singleton. And
Lincoln's got that backdoor play on Madison a couple times now.
Yeah, there's the big Hamlin, 6'10" of him, knocking that shot out of there.
He's a rim protector.
Man, you ain't
he's
kidding.
He's every bit of 6'9". He might be 6'10" or
he towers
better.
over everybody on the floor. There is a dribble drive coming up by Froby. Now he gets it to the hands of Whiteman. Whiteman back out front now for Funk. Funk gets it over this way for Singleton. A drive by Froby. Baseline shot, good. And
Nice
he'll
finish.
go up for the bruise.
Nice finish there. Lincoln, everything Lincoln does, it seems like they're always setting you up for that backdoor play, and they keep you from overplaying, take away some of your aggressiveness.
Lincoln, I would imagine, also one of those teams heavily favored coming in here to pick up championship number 7. They have the most. They're looking for more.
Yeah, they're a solid team this year, and not as talented as some of the teams they brought here in the past, but still one of those scary matchups. No one's too excited to have to play Lincoln.
Caden Froby hits his free throw, 29-18, back to a double-digit lead now for Lincoln. They get the ball into the hands of Bursey, who gets it over to Gordon, back over to Bursey. Bursey over on the far side wing now for Cameron Williams. Back over to Bursey on the right wing. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in this first half, and that ball pushed out of bounds by Noah Funk as he stepped in front of a pass that was intended for Bursey. Tomorrow is always the fun day because everybody has to play 2.
Everyone's got 2.
Yeah, and we have quarterfinal action in both sides of the bracket. So we already start off the day with some really exciting stuff going on, just to the fact you're in the quarterfinals.
Right, yeah. And it's a tough day for players, too. They got 2 games. Like for us, I know we play at noon, we got to find time to practice at a different location, probably the middle school, and then walk through some things, come back that night and play, you know, sometime in the evening, 8 or 9:30, depending on how we do.
Hopefully 8.
Hopefully 8. It's a long day for our players, for all the players in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's a fun tournament, but it is time-consuming for those involved, and especially for the teams outside of the St. Louis area that have to drive into town. That's a long 3 days for them.
Absolutely. It's a fun 3 days, though. It goes fast.
It does. I can't believe we're already up to the second to the last game. Yes, I can.
It's been a long day for you.
I've been in here since 8 o'clock this morning. Yeah, I'm feeling it a little bit. 2.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Lincoln up 31-18 as the Trojans from Madison bring the ball up across the timeline. They get it to Varsity, and Varsity's shot totally blocked out, but they stay with it. Another shot from that wing for Varsity. Doesn't hit the mark, and the ball was saved for just a brief moment by Emmett Gordon, but he had 1 foot out of bounds as he touched that ball. Lincoln will get the ball back, and all the way down at the other end of the court, it'll be thrown in to Froby. Froby brings it up into the paint already, and a whistle. Will be another foul coming up here against Madison. 2:09 left, 31-18 in favor of Lincoln. Thank you for the visit, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Good luck tomorrow. 2 games. We'll talk to you at some point during the night, I'm sure.
Yeah, sounds good. All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Todd.
That's you. That is Eric Anderson, the assistant coach for Collinsville and their varsity program. He's the head man of the junior varsity program, and his team got to see some playing time today. Coach Lee, he's here with that purple blazer on, looking sharp. 2:07 left to go here in this first half. Here comes Froby. He hands the ball off and then back out to the front, and the top of the key we go for Dylan Singleton. Singleton over on the far side for Hamlin. Back to Singleton. Singleton barking out directions. Dribbles. Passes. Now Hamlin with it. To Froby. He drives baseline, gives it up. Pulling up inside the perimeter, and a little 10-foot jumper there by Will Ewald. That makes it 33-18 in favor of Lincoln. Here is the Trojans with an answer back underneath the basket by Maurice Baker. And now the bounce pass comes in to Singleton, and Singleton tries to work it up court. He's being hawked in the backcourt, though, and he gives it up to Froby. Froby, he moves it up across the timeline. Nice spin move once he crossed that line. Gives it to Singleton. Singleton back to Froby as we approach 1 minute to go here in this second period, first half. Froby on the near side sideline. Spin move, tries to shovel a pass to Singleton while he was spinning, but that instead finds the hands of Kendall Kennedy. Kennedy has the ball ripped out of his hands, but that's because he was fouled right at the free throw line, so he does not have to move, well, I was going to say very far for a shot, but that's the 4th foul by Lincoln, so no shot. As Emmett Gordon is set to inbound here for Madison. He does so all the way out front for Williams. Williams back to Gordon. Gordon gets it back in the slot between the middle court circle and the top of the key as Madison looks to play for the final shot here of this first half. Trailing by 13, you'd think they'd want to go for more than just one shot. Go for a shot, get a rebound, put up another shot. 25 seconds. Cameron Williams stands back at the mid-court circle, or half a circle. We call that a C in the English alphabet. The big purple one that surrounds the Kahawk head. 9 seconds left. Into the corner. 3-point shot. Rattles off the rim and then is pushed out of bounds. And Lincoln will have 4.4 seconds to move the ball up court to try to put some more points on. Here is Froby across the timeline. Top of the key. Shot on the way. Rattles and then falls out. 33-20 after 1 half of play. Lincoln with the 13-point lead. As we have hit halftime, we'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll pass along the first half stats to you. We'll do that here in just a little bit on the Kahawks Sports Network.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their second year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Call 855-9100 or online, sloanspubhouse.com. Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, halftime 33-20. 13-point lead for Lincoln, and here are your first half stats. Leading scorer in this one is Will Ewald for Lincoln. He has 9 points. Right behind him, Dylan Singleton has 8. 6 points belong to Caden Froby. 4 points for Jermaine Hamlin, and then 3 points each for Noah Funk and Cameron Whiteman. For Madison, they are being led in points by Emmett Gordon III. He has 7. 3 points for Cameron Williams, and then 2 points each for Maurice Baker Jr., Kendall Kennedy, Walter Bursey, Carl Moore, and Carl Jackson. From the lines, Madison hit 2 of 8 3-pointers, while Lincoln hit 3 of 6. The Trojans of Madison perfect from the free throw line, 2 for 2, while Lincoln was almost perfect at 4 for 5. Rebound, Lincoln on top of that category, 10-8. Madison has committed 7 turnovers to Lincoln's 6. Madison has 4 steals to Lincoln's 3. As these two teams battle it out, Lincoln had a 6-point lead after 1 when it was 18-12. They outscored Madison in that second quarter, 15-8, and thus the 13-point lead by Lincoln. That's a look at your first half stats. Back with second half action here in just a little bit on the Kahoks Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke and Zach Roseman here with you as we are ready for second half action between Lincoln and Madison. 33-20 is our score after one half of play. And we are just about ready for second half action here. Winner will move on to the winners side of the bracket, and we'll take on the winner of the next game between Belleville East and Granite City. The loser will drop to the consolation side of the bracket, and we'll take on the loser of the next game between Belleville East and Granite City. Trojans will have the ball to start off this second half. Inbound pass comes in and taken by Cameron Williams, who gets it back up into the corner now for Gordon. He drives the baseline, no good, and the pass eludes everybody and heads up into the stands. And the Trojans start the second half off like they started the first half off with a turnover. Railers bring it up. Here is Singleton. Singleton moves the ball across the timeline, just underway here in this third quarter. Gets it to Cameron Whiteman, and a turnover back the other way, and then a whistle right after the turnover. Frobe picks up his first personal foul of this game. First foul here in this second half. And the Trojans again will try to dent the scoreboard first here in the second half. At the top of the key, it is Williams. Williams over onto the far side for Glasper. Gives it back to Williams, now to Gordon. Gordon back over, and on the far side, hands of Glasper once again. Into the corner now for Gordon. Back to Glasper over on the wing. No look pass up underneath. Loose ball, but a putback by Gordon. Nicely done as Maurice Baker lost the handle on that ball. Here comes Lincoln trying to break that press. They do so. Up into the left wing. Three-point shot off the glass, then off the rim on a shot by Ewald. Rebound belongs to the Trojans. They bring the ball up. Here is Emmett Gordon. Dumps it off. Three-point shot. Glassbar a little bit too far. And Hamlin is there with the rebound for Lincoln. Railers bring it back up. Here is Singleton. Singleton into the front court. 6:40 left to play here in this third quarter. Singleton, nice move on the wing. Ditches it off. Over on the far side. Make that the near side for Whiteman. Back to Frobe. Frobe on the left wing. Back out toward midcourt for Singleton. Singleton being watched by Kennedy. Dumps off a pass. Nice give and go. And Cameron Whiteman puts it in the bucket and will head to the free throw line for a possible three-point play. Maurice Baker Jr. picks up his second personal foul. First team foul, now each team with one. And from the free throw line, Cameron Whiteman. And now the referee blows the whistle and wants to talk to a couple of the players, both of them wearing 23. Will Ewald for Lincoln and Maurice Baker Jr. for Madison. Probably a little bit of a warning, I would imagine. Inbound pass comes in to Glasper, who gives it up now for Williams. Williams into the corner for Gordon. Back to Williams and back to Gordon. With a baseline pass and a little move in the paint. Shot taken, nothing doing. And a foul. Maurice Baker goes up, but no, they're going to say it went out of bounds. Much to the chagrin of the Madison fans. Now we're going to have a warning given to the bench for Madison. And Coach Maurice Baker not very happy. Still giving the referee an earful over there. Back to action. Here is Whiteman. Gives to Singleton. Another three-point shot on the way. That one rattles in, then stays in for Ewald. 39-22, Lincoln up. Here's a pass up court to Kennedy. Kennedy, a blocking foul. They're going to go against Caden Froby. And Madison will inbound the ball from the near sideline. Second team foul for the Railers, second one for Froby. Both of them have come here early on in this third quarter. Here's Gordon. He dribbles, he drives, and off the glass for two. 39-24. 15-point lead for Lincoln. They led by 13 after the first half of play. Here is Ewald. Over to Froby. Froby backs up toward the midcourt circle and gives to Singleton. Singleton dribbles and drives just a little bit before he gives up that pass to Whiteman. Up underneath, Hamlin with a big dunk. And that makes it 41-24 in favor of Lincoln. Pass out to Glassbar, top of the key for Gordon. His three-point shot, a little too long. Hamlin there with the rebound and puts it right into the hands of Ewald, who gives it up now for Singleton. Forward across the timeline, right at center court. 4:40 left to play here in this third quarter. 41-24, Lincoln with the lead. Now a reach-in foul going to be called against Cameron Williams. That'll be the Trojans' second foul here in this second half. Each team now with two, and it's the second foul for Williams as well. Inbound pass will come in from Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman into the backcourt for Singleton. And then Singleton takes it back into the front court. At the top of the key, picks up his dribble. Gives it back to Whiteman. And then Whiteman lost the handle, out of bounds it goes. And the Trojans will take over. Gordon on the inbound pass to Bursey. Bursey throws it up to Kennedy. He gives back to Gordon. Shot, no, across the rim. Hamlin, he's there with the... Gives to Singleton, and Singleton moves his team back up for another offensive try. Nice behind the back dribble. Now over to Ewald, who finds Froby. Froby on the right wing. He'll just give it up there for Whiteman. Whiteman gives it up to Singleton, who back to Froby. Bluffs the three, drives baseline, and wisely throws it off of the body of Jalen Moore as Moore was lying on the ground. So Lincoln gets to keep. We're halfway through quarter number 3. Game number 7. 41-24 Lincoln with the lead, and before the inbound pass can be thrown in, we have a foul called against Lincoln. Ewald picks up his second, team third. Pass comes up to Jalen Moore, who gives it back up to Bursey. Bursey at midcourt, brings it up. Moore, three-point shot, skips across the rim. Gordon with the rebound underneath the basket. Shot no good, but Moore will head to the free throw line. Or excuse me, Gordon will head to the free throw line. First personal foul for the big guy is Jermaine Hamlin. Fourth team foul. First one is good for Gordon. And Gordon ready for one more. It's good. His team back to within 15 once again. Inbound pass comes into Froby. Across the way for Singleton. Singleton gives it back to Froby. Froby on the right wing. Top of the key for Singleton. Singleton backs up toward midcourt. One-arm shovel pass over to Ewald. Up underneath, intended for Hamlin, but Hamlin was pushed from behind by Gordon. So Gordon will pick up his first foul. Third team foul for the Trojans. Kahari Jackson in for the Trojans, but that is Dylan Singleton for Lincoln. And he makes it 43-24. to 26. Here comes Madison. Over on the far side wing, Gordon swings it around to Bursey. Back over to Gordon into the corner in front of his own bench. 3-point shot on the way, and that misses the mark as well from Jalen Moore. And the ball ends up out of bounds. .301 left to play here in this third quarter. 43-26, Lincoln with the lead. Inbound pass comes in and taken after a tip all the way back at the midcourt stripe by Moore, who gives to Gordon. Gordon drives, gives it back to Moore. Into the corner for Bursey. Bursey back to Moore, who gives to Gordon. 3-point shot, far side, good. 43-29. And a turnover by Lincoln with some pressure being put on by the Trojans. Will cause a turnover, and the Trojans get the ball back. Gordon inbounds. Gets it back at the top of the key. Over on the far side, Moore bluffs a three, pulls it in, gives to Gordon. Gordon takes it from the top of the key over to the right wing. Pass back over to this side for Bursey. Bursey back to Moore. Now to Gordon in the corner. Back to Moore, and Bursey drives, kicks it outside. That's Jackson. He can't get a shot off, and Bursey ends up with the loose ball. He'll take a floater. Can't get it to fall in, but there is Gordon with the tap in. And now Madison back to within 12 points. Trying to cause another turnover as Lincoln inbounds. Singleton, though, takes it, gives to Froby, who gives back to Singleton. Over on the far side for Ewald, and a shot in the lane, no good. Loose ball picked up by Bursey. He brings it up with a burst of speed into the corner. Moore, 3-point shot, good. Madison has got this back to within 9 points. 90 seconds left here in this third quarter. Whiteman up to Ewald. Ewald off the glass for two. Back to an 11-point lead now for Lincoln. Here is Bursey. Over on the far side. Gets it to Kennedy. Kennedy looks for the three. Takes it down. Takes it in strong. Off the glass for two. And 9-point game once again. Lincoln with the lead. Rayler is having a hard time dealing with this backcourt pressure being put on by the Trojans. Ewald slows it down to Singleton, who gives to Froby. Under a minute to go here in this third quarter. 45-36, Lincoln with the lead, but it's trimmed down to 9. Got as high as 15. Couple of key 3-point shots by the Trojans here in the waning moments of this third quarter. 35 seconds left. Here is Froby. Froby hands the ball off to Hamlin in front of his own bench. Hamlin passes it to Ewald, who gives it up to Singleton. Singleton being hounded there by Moore. Ball at the top of the key. They give it back to Singleton. 10 seconds left here in the third. Singleton over on the wing for Froby. Froby, top of the key. Whiteman, 4 seconds. Hands it off to Froby. He dribbles, he drives, and it's stuffed back in his face. And a foul coming up on Maurice Baker Jr., number 13. That's Jackson with a half a second left. To the free throw line will be Froby. Froby, 2 for 3. And now make it 3 for 4. 10-point lead now back for Lincoln. Belleville East and Granite City has made their way into the gymnasium here at Virgil Fletcher. Next shot for Froby, good. Half a second left, no time for anyone to do anything. As that 3-point shot misses the mark from all the way down at the other end of the court. Fourth quarter action coming up your way next on the Kahoks Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com. Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville, online, weshipstlouis.com, or call 346-4884.
Todd Duke and Zach Roseman back with you from Collinsville High School. Fourth quarter of the 7th game of 8 to be played here today, and it's a good one. 11-point lead belongs to Lincoln, 47-36. 7:50 left to play here in this fourth quarter. We're just underway in the final quarter of Game 7, maybe the final quarter. Here is Hamlin. Boy, the 6'10" guy got stuffed by Gordon, the 6'3" guy. Here in the corner, Moore gets his shot stuffed by Hamlin, and now trying to go up was Kendall Kennedy, and he gets fouled on the way up, and he will head to the free throw line. Kennedy went 2 for 2 in that first half from the charity stripe. Chance to get his team back to within single digits again with 2 made free throws here. First one, no good. That looked like it was heading right for the basket, and then at the last minute, hits that rim and darts off to the right. Next shot. That one tips the front of the rim and then rolls in. It's a 10-point game. Railers with the lead. Here is Froby. Froby will back it up now for Funk. Out to Singleton. Over to Ewald. Ewald over on the left wing. Back out to Funk. Over to this side now. On the right wing for Froby. Froby to Ewald. Back to Froby. And Funk has that ball stolen from him by Bursey, and Bursey makes it into a 2-pointer. And now it's an 8-point game once again. Here is Froby. He drives and kind of just blew past Jalen Moore there. And back to a 10-point game, 49-39. Here is Bursey, gives it back to Gordon. 3-point shot. That one doesn't hit rim, it hits backboard, put back up, but not in. Off with a try by Jackson, and this rebound belongs to Lincoln. Here comes Froby with it. Froby drives it up, gives it up to Funk. Funk from the left side to the top of the key, gives to Whiteman. 3-point shot from there, no good for Cameron Whiteman. Rebound belongs to the Trojans. Here they come, and Hamlin got a piece of that ball. And a rebound put back up and in by Kendall Kennedy. And he will have a chance to get this thing to within 7. 49-41, 8-point lead for Lincoln. Trojans are giving the Railers everything they can handle here. Back to the free throw line. Kendall Kennedy just hit 1 of 2. This is the only shot he gets, and he makes it count. Back to a 7-point lead, 49-42. 6:14 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Here is Froby for Lincoln. Brings it up across the timeline. Pulls up at the left wing, gives to Ewald. Now gives to Funk, top of the key, over onto the right wing for Whiteman. Whiteman, couple of dribbles, picks it up, gives to Froby. Hamlin in the paint, kicks it back outside. Ewald, 3-point shot, Froby coming, rims out, rebound, picked up by Funk, and he has that ball knocked away from him. It stays in the possession of Lincoln. And the Railers will inbound from underneath of their own basket. It'll be Ewald. And he bounces it in there to no one in particular. Picked up by Gordon. Another chance to get that deficit a little smaller, and Gordon is going to get to go to the free throw line after a blocking foul called against Caden Froby. For Froby, that is his 3rd foul. For Lincoln, that is their 7th. So bonus time for the rest of this 4th quarter for Madison. Here is Gordon at the free throw line. Hits the first one. Brings his team to within 6. Jackson to the bench. And Cameron Williams checks back in for the Trojans. Next shot, Gordon. He hits both of them. He's got a nice smooth shot. And we now have a 5-point game. Lincoln bringing the ball up. Here is Singleton. Has that ball knocked away by Gordon. Still loose. Gordon to the rim. He's fouled by Froby again. 4th foul against Froby. And back to the free throw line is going to be Emmett Gordon III. He just hit 2 to bring his team to within 5. Now a chance to bring him to within 3. First one's good. Ewald checks back in for Lincoln. Froby to the bench with his 4 fouls. Back to the free throw line, Gordon. Shot good. He has hit 4 for 4 to bring his team back to within 3. Timeout on the floor. Let's go ahead and thank the folks who are putting on this tournament as we welcome you to the 35th Annual Collinsville Holiday Classic, proudly sponsored by Prairie Farms Dairy, farmer-owned since 1938. Prairie Farms is the official sponsor of the Collinsville Holiday Classic, and it is comprised of more than 800 farm families, Prairie Farms is. That's throughout the Midwest, and they strive to bring quality products to your dinner table. Locally owned, locally operated. More information can be found at prairiefarms.com. 5.5 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. We have a good one here. Not a lot of close games. The closest one we had was that Quincy-Edwardsville game that Edwardsville ended up winning 59-56. Everything else has been a little bit lopsided. It was an 11-point win for Rockford East over East St. Louis, over Decatur Eisenhower. 50-point win for Springfield Southeast over Oakville. And then Decatur MacArthur won by 8 points over O'Fallon before Collinsville won by 64 points over Chicago Hansberry. Here we have a 3-point game. Here is Hamlin. Hamlin and the Lincoln Railers bring the ball up. Here is Singleton. Still a lot of time left. 5:20 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Singleton trying to get around Gordon. On the wing for Ewald. Out front for the big guy, Hamlin. Back over to Singleton, and Gordon is going to get called for a reach-in foul. That'll be the 5th team foul. Gordon, that's his 2nd foul. Railers have already committed 8 fouls, so the Trojans will be shooting from the free throw line for the rest of this quarter. Not so much for Lincoln, as that's just the 5th foul, and now we're going to make it 6. Right when Hamlin got that ball, he backed in to Maurice Baker, and Baker gets called for the foul. So forget what I just said. One more foul, and Lincoln's going to be at the line. Here is Ewald looking to throw it in. He does so all the way out to the top of the key. That ball is loose, picked up by the Trojans. They bring it in, and a foul on the other end by Hamlin on the attempted layup by Kendall Kennedy. And they do say that was a shooting foul, so Kendall Kennedy will be shooting 2. His team trails by 3. 5 minutes left to play here in this third quarter. Clock stands still as Kennedy takes his free throws. First one's good. It's a 2-point game. Seems like Lincoln's been stuck at 49 points forever here. Froby will check back into the game with his 4 fouls. He'll take the place of Noah Funk. Kennedy back at the free throw line, ready to get his team to within 1. Here's his shot. It's good. It is a 1-point game. Inbound pass comes into Singleton. Madison backs off that full court pressure a little bit they had earlier in this second half, as that one created all kinds of problems for Lincoln, and that's why Madison is back into this thing. 49-48. Lincoln had a 15-point lead at one point. Singleton dumps it off to Whiteman. Just when that happened, the whistle blew, and a foul coming up against Cameron Williams. To the free throw line, Dylan Singleton. Singleton, his team up by 1, and now make it 2. That one looked like it was not going to go in at first. Froby back to the bench now, and Funk back in, trying to save Froby from his last foul until they need him. 4:38 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 50-48, 2-point lead for Lincoln, and now it's back to a 3-point lead after a couple of free throws there by Dylan Singleton. Here comes Gordon. He's had the hot hand for Madison as they play catch across the timeline. Now Kennedy drives, shoots, goes across the rim, put back, no good by Maurice Baker Jr., but he will head to the free throw line. That is the 10th foul for Lincoln, so 2 shots from the free throw line for the rest of this game for the Trojans. Maurice Baker, his first free throw of the game, good. Froby comes back in, Funk back to the bench. Maurice Baker trying to get his team back to within 1. He cannot. Rebound belongs to Hamlin. Trojans have never led in this game. Here's Froby. Over to Ewald. 2-point contest. Lincoln up by those 2 points. We approach the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. And a foul coming up against Antoine Glasper. That'll be his 3rd, team 8th. So Froby to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2 as he was in the process of shooting when the foul was committed. Froby hits the first one. Back to a 3-point lead here for Lincoln. One more from Froby will turn it into a 2-possession contest. Froby delivers both. 53-49. Funk will check back in for Froby. Inbound pass. Comes into Bursey. Bursey brings it up across the timeline. Gets it right back from Kennedy. Now over here for Gordon, and Gordon travels. Froby checks back in, Funk back out. Moving parts here for Neil Alexander in his 29th year as the head basketball coach at Lincoln. And now we're going to have another foul. This one's going to go against Gordon. That'll be the 9th team foul, and for Gordon, that'll be his 3rd. Froby back up to the free throw line. Froby just hit a couple from there to give his team back a 4-point lead. First one rolls, does not fall in, and the rebound belongs to the Trojans. Here is Gordon. Pushed off a player, didn't get called for that. Now Gordon has it on the wing, into the corner. 3-point shot, that misses everybody, and the ball is loose on the ground and out of bounds by Hamlin, as his 6'10" frame was partially out of bounds when that ball made it into his hands. So Gordon will inbound underneath of the Trojans' basket. They do so. Out to Glasper. Glasper gets it over to this side now for Williams. Glasper, he'll launch a 3-point shot. That one's short. Hits the front of the rim, comes down, and Funk has the rebound. And then a timeout called by Lincoln. A 30-second timeout. That'll give us a chance to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Metro East Roofing and Guttering? Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahawk alums, Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call, 618-345-5679 today for your free estimate. And you can visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. This has been a pretty good game. Lincoln had a 15-point lead at one point. They had a 6-point lead at the end of one, and a 13-point lead as the two teams went into the locker rooms at halftime. Lincoln added on to that, but then slowly at Shirley, the Madison Trojans have chipped away. They've gotten it to as close as one. Right now it's 4. Lincoln with the lead and the ball. Here is Singleton. Singleton on the far side for Froby. Gives back to Singleton. And Gordon's going to get called for another foul away from the play. And it's against Hamlin. A little shove in the back to the big guy. Gordon. Well, they're going to actually not give that one to Gordon. They're going to give that one to Jalen Moore. So that'll be his first. Each team now into double bonus time. At the free throw line, Dylan Singleton. Singleton hits his first one, makes it a 5-point game. Funk will come back in for Froby. Singleton at the free throw line. But first, the Trojans are going to make some changes in personnel. Back to the free throw line, Singleton. Shot good on both ends. And back to a 6-point lead now for Lincoln with 3:10 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Gordon gets the ball up to Kennedy. Kennedy in the corner, gives back to Gordon. 3-point shot, that's a little short. Trojans shooting has gone a little cold here after they were hot for a little while. Singleton gets it across the line to Whiteman, who puts it up in the corner for Funk. Now back out front we go for Ewald. Ewald dribbles and drives and travels. Lincoln calls another 30-second timeout before the referee could even call the travel call. I don't know. I saw all kinds of feet moving on that one with no dribbling going on. I can't believe they got away with that one. At any rate, they did. And we need to thank some more of our sponsors. How about the Collinsville Education Association? The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website, collinsvillecea.org. I don't have any idea. Thought I was at a Blues game for a minute. Ha! Blues are playing tonight against Carter Hutton, their former goalie in Buffalo. My daughter and I are going to the game on New Year's Eve against the Rangers. Here is Singleton. Singleton on the near sideline directs traffic and tells Frobe to move onto the other side of the court. 2:25 left to play here in this fourth quarter. You know that Lincoln would just like to chew some time off the clock, but they would like to score some more points too. They're only up by 6. It's a 2-possession ball game. Frobe picks up his dribble and finally passes it back to Singleton. Singleton, he dribbles out to midcourt, then drives into the paint, takes a shot, and it's no good. He'll get his own rebound. Kick it back out for Ewald, who will give it back out to Frobe. Frobe, he drives, kicks it back out to Ewald himself. Now over to Singleton. Back to Ewald. Under 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Singleton hands the ball off to Frobe, and Frobe is fouled from behind by Jalen Moore. Moore will pick up his second foul. And both teams are already into double bonus time. Two shots for Frobe. Carl Moore checks back into the game for the Trojans. This one's off to the left. Saw that when it left Frobe's hand. Glasper, Baker, and Williams all check back in for the Trojans. 55-49. 6-point lead belongs to Lincoln. Belleville East and Granite City standing in front of their respective locker rooms ready for the next game. That one's scheduled to tip off at 9:30. That will be late. We're already at 9:15, and there's 15 minutes between games. This one has a minute 45 left of game time, which could mean anywhere from another 5 to 10 minutes in real time. Madison brings it across the line. Loose ball. Knocked out of bounds by Lincoln, so Madison will inbound from underneath of their own basket with 97 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter. Inbound pass comes in. Kennedy into the corner, gives it up for Glasper. Underneath, Maurice Baker Jr. off the glass for 2. That gets his team back to within 5 and a chance to get it back to within 4 after a foul committed by Jermaine Hamlin, his second. Frobe comes back in for the Railers. At the free throw line, Maurice Baker Jr. misses. Rebound to Hamlin for Lincoln. 90 seconds left. Hamlin gets the ball into the hands of Frobe. Frobe drives the ball up across the timeline, shovels a pass underhanded to Ewald. Ewald dribbles from in front of the scorer's bench and gives it up to Singleton on the wing. 1:10 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 5-point game for Lincoln. Here's Frobe. Nice spin move. Gives it back to Singleton. Singleton back out toward midcourt. He drives. Free throw line. Dumps it off. Back outside for Hamlin. They're just chewing up some time. We're under a minute to go. 55 seconds. Into the corner. Now back in front of the scorer's table for Singleton. Foul on a reach in by Walter Bursey. Singleton back to the free throw line. His team up by 5. 47.6 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. Good on the first one. Back to a 6-point game. Singleton back at the free throw line, ready for his final shot. It's good. 7-point lead makes it a 3-possession game here for Madison. They bring the ball up court quickly. Gordon across the timeline, over on the far wing. Top of the key, Gordon gets it back. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound tipped around. Singleton comes up with it, but then it's picked off by Glasper. And Glasper over on the left wing, dribbles and drives his way into the corner and gives the ball up. Now in the corner, gets it back. 3-point shot, rattles but won't fall. Ewald there with the rebound for Lincoln. And a foul committed with 22.1 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. Free throw time. Belleville East and Granite City coming up next. The final game of the day here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Ewald to the free throw line. He'll be there with just a couple of defenders on either side of the lane for Madison. Ewald shot good. 8-point game. Ewald hits both. And Madison works the ball back up court. Looking for some kind of a miracle chance here. Here is a shot that rolls around for Bursey. And a timeout called by Madison with 10.2 seconds left to play here in this fourth quarter. How about we thank some more of our sponsors? The Junior Service Club of Collinsville is one of those. They've been doing their thing since 1934. What is that? Well, they provide women in and around the Collinsville area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in and around the Collinsville area. For more information on any events that the Junior Service Club has coming up to raise money for just that purpose, you can check out the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Facebook page. 10.2 seconds left. Then we're on to the nightcap. Still a nice crowd has stuck around, even though Collinsville has finished playing for the night. Inbound pass comes in, and Singleton gives it back up now to Whiteman, and another foul is committed. Not sure why, with 6 seconds left and a 7-point deficit. But nonetheless, Carl Moore picks up his first foul, and back to the free throw line, Cameron Whiteman. Whiteman's shot, good. Glasper and Williams check back in for the Trojans. 61-53. Lincoln has the lead. Also good on the second one. And with 5 seconds left, into the corner for Bursey. 3-point shot good, but that's going to do it. 62-56, our final score, as Lincoln will move on into the winner's bracket. Madison will drop over to the consolation bracket, and both await the outcome of the next game between Belleville East and Granite City. That is going to do it for this contest. We'll step aside for just a moment, and then we'll get everything set up for the next game. That's between Granite City and Belleville East, and that'll come your way here in a few minutes on the Kahoks Sports Network.